I'm Kiera Morgan. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Coffee with Kiera. We're sponsored by The Human Bean in Newport and Lincoln City. And today I'm excited to be here with Ashley. She's with the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office and works at the animal shelter. And we've been wanting to do something with the animal shelter for a little while now.
Yay! Well, I'm glad we can make it happen.
Now the shelter's open and we're so excited to hear about what you got going on. So first of all, Ashley, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
All right. Well, my name is Ashley. I've been in Oregon for about 5 years now. I'm originally from San Diego. And my background is a little different from most in the shelter world. I actually worked and trained with marine mammals for 15 years. So seals, sea lions, dolphins, walruses. And I was just looking for a little bit of a change, but I loved animals so much. And I was just looking around for a job and I saw the animal shelter was hiring. And I love different kind of rehab situations. And I was really excited to join the team and that they would have me. And yeah, I kind of came in right before the new shelter opened. So I was kind of part of the transition of starting at the Newport shelter, which I'm sure, as everyone knows, we were kind of closed to the public. We were appointment only for a while. But now we're so excited to have our brand new building and be open to the public Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 4. So it's been really exciting to have people come in and start seeing the community. And we're starting to do a lot more outreach as well.
So what do you do as an animal care specialist?
So every day, our big duty is to go in and definitely take care of all the animals that are in our care. So primarily we have dogs and cats. And besides that, we also help and work with our animal service deputies. So they'll get calls out in the community for possible strays, looking into animal welfare. And if there is a stray or say there is an animal that is brought in, say there's a car accident or someone might be arrested, those animals will then come to us for care. And we'll take care of those animals while that person's kind of figuring out their situation or finding next of kin or a friend who can come take care of their animals. But if they're not able to, that's what we're here for, to support those animals in our community.
That's amazing. And let's talk a little bit about the new shelter. It's a lot bigger.
Yes, it is. It's a very different setup. So it's really great. We have our lobby area and we have some really cool cat flex rooms. So what's great about that is people can go in and if they're interested in looking at those cats, they can go in, see the cats that we have available. We are giving tours by appointment. So if anyone's interested in seeing the shelter, they can come in. One of the great things with this new shelter too is we have just different parts and segments. And one thing we're really excited about is our surgery suite. It has a lot of the newest and up-to-date technology in there for doing our spay and neuters, which we're really excited about. And I'm sure what we'll talk about in a little bit is FOLCAS has helped us with buying and providing a lot of that medical equipment and paying for our spay and neuters that we do. Another great feature of our shelter is we actually now have an area where our Sallyport comes in. So our animal service deputies have an area where they can come in and bring their animals, and we'll have kennels right there. And then we have an intake room where when every animal comes in, we get pictures of that animal, we weigh them, we look at their body condition, and we just assess their age as well. And then from there, once we do our intake, we can take them out to the main kennel area. So it's really nice that we have these segmented areas now, because before it was kind of all just that one home structure. So everything kind of happened all in the same area. So it's nice that now we can have an area where the public can come in. And then if we're having strays or any animals come in, we also have an area where we can do that separately. And that way we can be doing a lot of different things at once. And we also have a diet area that has all of our food and things like that. And we've kind of constructed some play yards right now as well. We're kind of getting spaces for the dogs to go in and out. And we also have another area for our volunteers to take the animals in and out as well. So that way everyone can kind of go about and not be kind of all crammed in one spot, which is really nice.
And you also have some space for people to kind of get to know, like in like the cat area. You've got a couple of spaces for people to come in and spend some time with the cats.
Yes.
I'm a firm believer in that your animals choose you. So let's talk a little bit about that. Some of those specialized areas where people can kind of get to know the animals before possible adoption.
Yeah. So right when you walk in, we do have just kind of our little area where our reception is. And on the other side, we have about 3 rooms that we have available. Now, most of the time, they're going to be set up for cats. Right now, we have a couple batches of kittens that are in there. So in one area, we actually have our males that just got neutered and they're ready for adoption. So we have 3 of those guys ready right now. And then in one of the other rooms, we have the females. We're waiting on their space, so making the appointments and sometimes just working with our vets. Since we don't have a vet on staff there, we work with a couple different vets who will come in and help us with getting those appointments. So we kind of have to work with them on figuring that out. But it's nice to have a space for those cats, and people can come in. They can play with the cats and spend time with them. We sometimes have people who, they're not ready to take on a cat either, or they're kind of figuring out, is this something I want to do? So they can come in and spend time with the cats, see the personalities of them, and kind of see, is one gravitating towards you? Are you having a feeling? Because there are just times you really will bond and connect with an animal. And it's great that people can just go in there and spend time with them and, just hang out and not feel this pressure of like, oh, we have to hurry, or we only have this little space. And so it's really nice that people can go in. We have cat toys everywhere. They can play and just sit on the floor if they want, sit in a chair and just spend time with the animals, which is really nice.
Well, and it's also really important for that kind of situation for folks that have kids, because you want to be able to make sure that the animal is going to accept and be good around your kids, and that also your kids are going to be able to be around the animal before you bring the animal home and then find out, oh, they're not compatible with each other.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's nice with those cat areas, especially as since they're living in that room, it's nice for you to come into their space where they're already comfortable. And then again, just playing with them and they're like, oh, that's interesting. This could almost be basically enrichment. It's something different and new. And especially with the kittens, they have lots of energy. So it's really fun for them to be able to play. And even some of our other cats, so we have Dove right now. She's about a year, but she loves to play as well. We have a cat that will be coming available soon named Ensamada, and she's so cute. She loves to just sit on your lap and just get pet, and it's really nice. It's kind of therapeutic. She's really funny though because she drools a lot, and I was like, "Oh, why are my pants all wet?" And I was like, "She just drools." That's kind of weird. I haven't really noticed that before, but yeah, she's just the sweetest thing. She just wants to sit on your lap and be loved. So it's really cool to see their different personalities, and just kind of come into their space and allow them to come to you and just see how they interact.
And let's talk about the dogs that you have available. Are lots of them like mixed breeds or big dogs? Do you have little dogs, a variety?
Yeah, so for us, most of the time our dogs are around 50 pounds plus. It's pretty rare we get puppies or small dogs. And I think a lot of that might just be, we're kind of more in a rural area. So a lot of people have cattle dogs, obviously a lot of pit bulls, shepherds. So lots of those kind of dogs around. So that's what we kind of typically get a lot of. And sometimes lab, but a lot of mixes. So pretty rare we get like a purebred dog. And they all have such different personalities. We do have a play yard out front, so people can kind of do meet and greets there with those animals. And with the dogs, we tend to have everyone fill out an adoption application beforehand. And we have lots of really cute bios when you first walk into the shelter, or you can look up online. We have Adopt a Pet and Pet Finder, and we'll also post on Facebook of all of our animals. And we also are getting some flyers out around the community of our kind of pets of the month as well and who's available. Every dog's different. Some dogs, they're good with other dogs. Some dogs want to be a one dog only household. And they just have all different energy levels. So it's kind of just what you're looking for. And we really try to make sure that we make a good match between the person. And that's what's nice about having the yard out front right now, is being able to let someone kind of interact with the dog, see if this dog kind of matches their energy. Sometimes it is funny because since they see us every day and we're feeding them, they really like seeing us, right? So sometimes when we go out into those yards, they'll kind of focus on us, and we really try to give them a little more space and not talk to them so they can interact with the other person. And they're like, I don't know if this dog likes me. I'm like, don't worry. It's just like, we have all the food. Who doesn't love food? So, they kind of have that association with us. But, some dogs are a little more timid. Other ones are really excited and love everybody and are just happy to be out. So we have quite a variety of personalities. So it's really fun to work and just see all the different dogs of the community. It's so great. Part of my job is just getting to take care of them and love on them and snuggle them, take them for walks. So I really enjoy it. It's just, you can't really ever have a bad day.
Right? That's so amazing. Let's talk about community partners. You mentioned FOLCAS. Can you talk a little bit about your partnership with them and any other community partners that you work with?
Yeah, definitely. So FOLCAS is obviously a big integral part of why our shelter is even still here. So from my knowledge, in 2009, it was kind of looking like they were going to close down the shelter, and the community really rose up and was like, we don't want this. So they got FOLCAS created, and they got a bill that helped raise money to start this shelter, which is really cool. And we are pretty unique in the fact that we are run under a sheriff's office. So it is a little different sometimes. For us, we always make sure we have space for those animals that come in under protective custody, and strays. Those are our big ones that we get. So making sure we have enough room for that. And that is kind of part of the reason we don't take owner surrender dogs at the moment, because we need to make sure we have lots of room. And right now we are full. And in some capacities, we are still using the Newport shelter because we've had so many dogs.
Wow.
But we make it work, and that's what we're here to do, is provide those services for the animals.
And I want to point out, you're a no-kill shelter.
Yes.
That's very important for people
yes,
to know.
We are no-kill. So, and in fact, we've had a dog there, Guinevere. She's actually kind of our office dog at this point. She's been there, I believe, since last August. So, we will keep the dogs. We love them. We have built those bonds with them, and they might stay there quite a while, but that's okay. Like, that's what we're here for. And we really enjoy having them as a part of our community. But to go back to your original question, sorry. I know I get so excited. I can go on tangents. So FOLCAS is really great. They not only helped, keep the shelter up and running for the community, but they also help us by providing microchips. So we are microchipping pretty much any dog that comes in now, if they don't already have one, just to help with identifying that dog. It's a form of ID. Because a lot of times they don't have microchips and they might not have any sort of tag. So that kind of leaves us with, who does this belong to? And then that's when we utilize Facebook. But not everyone has Facebook, so it can be a little hard. So making sure that those animals are ID'd and they're going to be easy to get back to their owners is really important for us. And it also can just give us kind of a footprint of where that animal has been. Sometimes the owners can change and they don't always update the info. So that can be a little hard at times, but at least it gives us a starting point, and we'll know things about the dog, like age, breed, health condition, and if they're spayed or neutered. So that's great. It gives us just more information. And on top of that, they also have donated a lot of money, especially for our surgery suite. They've bought us a lot of that medical equipment that is necessary for the spay and neuters. And especially going into that, what we really try to do with all of our animals that we put out into the community is making sure they're spayed and neutered, they're microchipped, and all their vaccines are up to date. So that's really important. We want to make sure that we're putting out animals that are going to be safe for our community as well, and that have great health and that are just ready to go. So it's really great. FOLCAS has really made that a possibility. They've also donated things and gave money towards cattery things. So we have like these big cattery cages, so we can have a lot of animals in there. And we actually have one in our reception area, so we can put more kittens in there, so that way people can kind of see when they first come in. And they're really funny. The kittens will run all over and they're banging around. They're having a great time. So it is really cool. It just gives us more space and more places we can have for those animals. So, yeah.
And are there any other community partners that work with you, or is it just primarily FOLCAS?
I would say we definitely work a lot with Grove Veterinary Clinic and Oregon Coast Humane Society. So they can help us sometimes if we need to get an animal in for anything extra. Like we don't have an x-ray machine, so getting x-rays on those animals. And they also, are giving us their time on top of serving their community as well. So we really appreciate it. But it's great that we're able to either get vaccines, medications, things like that. If for some reason we don't have it, we're able to go get that from them. They're great partners and allies. And then we also work kind of with Central Coast Humane Society. So they are really integral in our community as well with the feral and stray cat communities, which is great. And we refer to them a lot just because for our capacity of cats, there's a lot of cats in this community. And as much as we'd love to take everything in, we just don't have that space. So that is really helpful. We're able to kind of say, hey, like go check these people out. We also will definitely reference a lot of places that do low-cost spay and neuters and vaccinations, because that's a really big thing our community needs. So we have like rad vets out in Corvallis who do low-cost spay and neuters. We have Oregon Mobile Veterinary Clinic. They're here every second Saturday out at the grocery outlet, and they'll do rabies shots for like $20 and any other vaccines you might need. And they'll also do some spay and neuter appointments as well. So it's great that we have that for the community, because taking care of these animals, it can be expensive, especially going to a regular vet. So the fact that they can also help with costs of those things, they can help fund and give vouchers out. So that's really helpful, because we want to make sure that our community is staying safe, that we're making sure those animals are spayed and neutered to help control the populations around here. And to also just keep them safe and up to date on all those shots and making sure we're not having any outbreaks of things. So,
and you have a new director.
Yes, our new animal shelter manager, Marie. Yes. So she just joined us about a couple months ago. She kind of started, and she actually had retired from the jail. She was over there for 30 years. So yeah, she's kind of coming in, and I know it's a little bit different from, working with people to animals sometimes.
I would think that would be better, but that's just me.
Yeah, so she's learning as well. I'm learning a lot too. I'm still very new. I just came on in November, so I'm still learning a lot. There are, same with training and behavior, a lot of that is the same, but I'm learning, what vaccinations, and I'm starting to help with surgeries that we're doing and healthcare, and learning all the care that we do, especially for our awesome fosters who take in the kittens that come in. They come in every 2 weeks, so we weigh the kittens, we take pictures and kind of see the progress of their growth, and then we're making sure we're doing things like vaccines and dewormer as well, and just making sure that they're doing well and they're progressing the way they should be. So.
What about volunteers? Ashley, do you still need volunteers?
We love volunteers, yes. So you can apply online, or we'll also, tonight, since we'll be at Catapalooza, we'll also be at the Beachcomber Festival in Waldport this weekend, but we'll have paper copies out. But yes, we love volunteers. So if you have the time, you can do anything from basically coming in and helping with cleaning up dishes, laundry. We have cat cuddlers, we have dog walkers. So we have a really cool volunteer system. We just kind of went back to a tiered system. So we have different stars and different levels. So it really is just what you're interested in. Mm-hmm. For our dog walkers, that's like the highest tier. And we just ask that you do 4 hours of kind of the general things like cleaning and laundry, and just so you kind of understand how the shelter operates. But it is wonderful to have dog walkers, because it's a way for those animals to not only get out and get exercise, but get socialized and get used to different people. So that is a really great thing. Like, we are so thankful for our volunteers, because when we have busy days and we have a lot of intakes, or we're trying to give the animals enrichment or work on behavior, or we're doing a bunch of surgeries, it's so helpful to have people that are behind the scenes keeping us going with those general things of cleaning dishes and laundry. Those are the big things that are just every day that have to be done, and they're just wonderful. So yeah, we have amazing volunteers, and we always love more. So.
All right. And what about community outreach with the shelter being in Waldport? I know that was a concern of reaching the rest of the areas of the county.
Yes. So it has been a little harder, especially for some of our elderly people in the community. It's harder for them to get rides and things down there. And sometimes I know it can be hard to navigate online as well. So we really try to help out, as much as we can. We can do a lot of things over the phone. And we really try to do a lot more outreach. We're really working on that right now. So doing those kind of things, like I just mentioned, the Catapalooza tonight at the Newport Rec Center, and also that Beachcomber Festival. And we're going to try to start just doing more out in that community and just educating people on why it's important to license your pet. So that's another big thing we do at the shelter. And vaccines, how and when to pick up those feral and stray cats and what to do and what the best practices are. But we're really trying to get out there in the community more and more and interact. And I know things that we're going to probably do next year is like Enrichment Day over at the aquarium. And we're just trying to come up with new ideas. So, we'd love to hear from the community if there's anything that you guys think or that we're lacking in or that we could do better in, or if there's more education that we want out there. That is always great. Like, we are here to just help and do our best. So, yeah.
All right. And let's give some contact information if someone wants to volunteer or donate or, wants to adopt an animal.
Yes. So you can visit our website. I think the easiest way, because it is a really long, it's a really long web address, but just make sure you type in Lincoln County Animal Shelter and make sure you put Oregon.
Yes.
We get for a while, we were getting a lot of people from the East Coast or like Tennessee, and they were calling and they'd be like, I'm interested in this animal. And we're like, I don't think that's here because we don't have a dog named Rabbit, And they're like, I think you're looking for this city. So just making sure you get on that page. But we have lots of amazing information on there. You can do your adoption applications online. You can do your volunteer application online. We are starting to get into place a way to pay for your licenses online as well. That is in the works.
That's going to be helpful.
Yes. So that's something we were lacking that we are working on. And we're also going to try to be getting things where we can scan cards and things at these events out in the community as well to make it easier for people. Because right now it's pretty much you can mail in stuff. Another great thing is our Amazon wish list. So it might seem silly, but things like leashes, collars, toys, poop bags, all that stuff, we go through a lot of it.
Right.
So we love that. We've gotten amazing donations from not only dog beds and food, which you can definitely, I would call ahead. Sometimes we don't need certain things, but just call us and say, hey, or email us. It's lcanimalshelter at co.lincoln.or.us. So that is a general email, just any questions anyone has, or you can call us. Our number is 541-265-6610. So that is a great way to get in touch with us. Or like I said, come on down to the shelter.
It is beautiful.
It's really beautiful. And we are open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 4. And also, if there is anything where there's an emergency or you can't make those times, you can always make an appointment with us. Just call and we'll make an appointment and try to help you on Sunday or Monday.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Ashley, thank you so much for coming in and joining me on this episode of Coffee with Kiera.
Thank you.
Encourage everyone to check out the Lincoln County Animal Shelter. They have so much to offer, and appreciate again you being here with me.
Oh, yes.
I'm Kiera Morgan. This has been Coffee with Kiera. We're sponsored by The Human Bean in Newport at 6th Street and Highway 101, and in Lincoln City at the north end of the highway on the west side next to TLC Credit Union. Thanks for joining me. I'm Kiera Morgan.